Last but not least, she has also appeared in 너의 목소리가 보여. This is a music program. It's called I Can See Your Voice, and it's been 10 years since she's appeared in that program. So she's preparing for an end-of-year stage performance commemorating her 10th anniversary on that show. All right, so much to look forward to, and we have to let you go because we don't have enough time now. But thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. We really did feast our ears. 덕분에 말씀드린 것처럼 귀 정말 호강할 수 있었고 이렇게 연휴에도 다시 한번 나와주셔서 너무너무 감사합니다.
아, 저도 정말 감사드려요.
네, 진짜.
오늘 너무 행복한 시간이었고 우리의 문화를 이렇게 공유할 수 있는 시간을 가질 수 있어서 너무 기뻤습니다. 다시 또 초대해 주시면 한 걸음에 달려오도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you. Well, she had a lot of fun on Culture Crunch as well. She had the time, the opportunity to let or promote Korean culture even more through the show. And we should invite her again because she's gonna come even if she's busy right away. All right, with that, we'll wrap up today's show. This has been your DJ Chihi. Please do join us again tomorrow for more culture to crunch on. But before we let you go, let's take a listen to one more song. This is also Yuna's song, Orang Orang. Bye bye, keep crunching.
Orang orang oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Orang orang oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. 세상만 사 모든 일이 끝이 있을지니 그 무엇도 두려워 말자. 죽음조차 나를 막아 서지 못할지니 내 삶을 던져 대안을 지키리. 세상만 사고 모든 일이 끝이 있을지니 죽음조차 나를 막아.
Hoping that all the meals here serve as a foundation of its practices. The process of making a meal requires deep interconnectedness. And being thankful for the effort is the first step forward. Tastes rendered by time, scented by nature, Temple food is made with the wisdom of its practitioners, and it's a peaceful meal to fill your heart. Gratitude is the core of the practice. The refrain from the 5 pungent ingredients supports mental clarity and mindfulness. Refraining from taking the life of any living being, practicing to cherish all life. Satisfying your hunger and emptying your mind. Food can nourish the body and cultivate awareness. Keeping gratitude and relationships in mind, finding peace within yourself. Temple food, seeking to calm and clear the mind.
Hello and thank you for tuning in to Arirang News on this Chuseok holiday. It's noon here in Seoul on October 8th. I'm Peunji. The European Union is moving to double tariffs on imported steel while slashing duty-free quotas. Now, this is a move aimed at protecting its own industry, but could spell trouble for major exporters, including South Korea. Our Pyeongyang reports.
The European Union has announced plans to raise tariffs on imported steel to 50%, doubling the current rate and halve the current duty-free steel import quota.
A new import regime replacing the current safeguards that expires on the 30th of June 2026 will cut the tariff-free import quota by 47%, from 33 million tons to 18.3 million tons. Introduce a prohibitive 50% out-of-quota tariff.
EU Executive Vice President Stéphane Séjourne stressed that the move is aimed at protecting the region's steel industry and preserving jobs, noting that 18,000 positions were lost last year. The new rule will apply to all countries that are not part of the European Economic Area, while individual country-specific quotas will be set through bilateral negotiations. The regulation will replace the existing steel safeguard, first introduced in 2018 to counter U.S. tariffs, which must end by June next year under World Trade Organization rules. The European Commission emphasized that it hopes to implement the measure as early as possible, potentially before the safeguard's scheduled expiration. For South Korea, the move raises serious concern. The EU is Korea's largest steel export market, with exports worth $4.4 billion last year, slightly higher than shipments to the United States. Korean steelmakers already filled their existing duty-free quotas to the limit, meaning any quota cuts would directly increase costs and threaten competitiveness. EU officials also hinted that the tougher import regime could serve as leverage in ongoing trade talks with Washington, as Brussels continues to demand that the U.S. ease its own steel tariffs. 변예영, Arirang News.
The World Trade Organization has sharply lowered its forecast for global trade volume growth to 0.5% for next year, citing the impact of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. The revision marks a significant downgrade from its previous estimate in August of 1.8% growth. The WTO Director General told reporters in Geneva on Tuesday local time that the outlook for next year is bleaker as tariff measures weigh on trade. But for this year, the organization raised its forecast for global trade volume growth to 2.4%, up from its previous estimate of 0.9%, mainly due to the front-loading of imports into the United States ahead of tariff hikes and a surge in purchases of goods related to artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, a senior Pentagon official has said that South Korea's defense capabilities could help deter China, while highlighting that the U.S. defense strategy should focus on addressing the military threat posed by the Asian superpower. John No, the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of War for East Asia, who's been nominated to serve as the Assistant Secretary for Indo-Pacific Security Affairs, made the comments on Tuesday local time in written responses to questions from the Senate Committee on Armed Services. Those said while South Korea should focus primarily on leading Seoul and Washington's conventional deterrence against North Korea, many of its capabilities could also contribute to deterring China. He specifically pointed to long-range fires, integrated air and missile defense, space, and electronic warfare capabilities as areas that could have a meaningful impact. His comments come amid reports that the Trump administration's forthcoming national defense strategy will focus more on homeland defense rather than countering China. And this year's Nobel Prize in Physics has been awarded to 3 U.S.-based scientists for their work on quantum mechanics. John Clerk, Michel Devereux, and John Martinis won the prize for their groundbreaking discoveries on quantum tunneling, that is advancing digital technology. The Nobel Committee praised the laureates, saying there is no advanced technology used today that does not rely on quantum mechanics, including mobile phones, cameras, and fiber optic cables. The 3 winners will share prize money of 11 million Swedish kroner, or about $1 million US. On the cultural front, South Korea's Jeollanam-do Province is hosting the first international Sumuk Biennale, showcasing the traditional East Asian art form. Our Cha Yoon-kyung tells us more.
The International Sumuk Biennale is being held in the city of Mokpo and counties of Jindo and Haenam in Jeollanam-do Province until the end of October. Sumuk is a traditional East Asian art form that uses shades of black ink on absorbent surfaces. Exhibitions showcase various transformations of ink wash painting, which is eco-friendly as it uses water-soluble natural material. And Jeollanam-do Province is also opening an exhibition hall to promote Sumuk all over the world. The province will invest 42 billion Korean won, around $30 million US, into building a Sumuk Art Center. The center will be open in 2028 in Mokpo.
Sumuk expresses the universe with the beauty of Korea. Sumuk is the next leader of K-content. Jeollanam-do Province will lead the way.
Once the Sumuk Art Center opens, Jeollanam-do Province hopes to be a cultural hub where people can enjoy literature, folk songs, poems, and drawings in one place. 차윤경, Arirang News.
Music from the original K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack has simultaneously topped the US Billboard Hot 100 singles chart and Billboard 200 albums chart. According to the latest chart released on Tuesday, local time, the song Golden from the film maintained its #1 position on the Hot 100 for the 8th consecutive week. The K-pop Demon Hunters OST album also climbed up a spot from the previous week to reclaim the top position on the Billboard 200 for the second time overall. And that's all we have for at this hour. Thanks for watching. Arirang News will be back at 6 p.m. Korea time. Stay tuned.
비행기처럼